Good morning, students. Today we'll be starting the new chapter. The chapter name is Reaching the Age of Adolescence. Okay, so you are in this age now. You are in 8th standard children. You are in a teenage. So this lesson is very, very important for you. Let us see what we're going to learn in this chapter. Yes. So what is meant by adolescence? The period of life when the body undergoes changes leading to reproductive maturity is called adolescence. So what is meant by adolescence? It's a period of life. In this time, body undergoes many changes. It leading to after changes, what will happen? It leading to reproductive maturity. That is called adolescence. Okay. Adolescence begins around the age of 11 and lasts up to 18 or 19 years of age. So it begins around the age of 11. Okay, we can tell 11 or 13 also we can say. 13 usually we will tell teenage. This age is adolescence, so that age is called teenage or teenagers we will call. So it begins around the age of 11 and lasts up to 18 or 19 years of age. Adolescents are also called teenagers. So this age from 13, 11 to 19 or 13 to teens. Okay, 13 to 19. These are called, this time we will call them teenagers. Okay, girl or boy, we will call them teenagers during this time, adolescent period. Then, what is meant by puberty? Puberty means the human body undergoes several changes during adolescence. These changes mark the onset of puberty. Clear? So during this time, the adolescence period, the human body undergoes many changes, several changes. Okay. These changes mark the onset of puberty. The most important change which marks puberty is that boys and girls become capable of reproduction. Okay, so what is the most important change? The most important change which marks puberty is that boys and girls become capable of reproduction. Puberty ends when an adolescent reaches reproductive maturity. So, during this time, I told you many changes will take place from 13 to 11 to 19, or we can tell 13 to 19. During this time, many changes will take place. Then, when the puberty will end, puberty ends when an adolescent reaches reproductive maturity. What are the changes at puberty? What are the changes will take place during this time? One is increase in height. Okay, you will get suddenly height will increase. Second, change in body shape. Third, voice change in the boys and also in the girls. You can see the voice will change. Voice change. Increased activity of sweat and sebaceous glands. Okay, your sweat glands. So this is the time you have to take bath more many times, 2 times or 3 times is good because you, the sweat will increase. Increased activity of sweat and also there is a gland. It's called a sebaceous gland. It produces the substance is called a sebum. Okay, so this increased activity of sweat and sebaceous glands, development of sex organs, reaching mental, intellectual, and emotional maturity. So this time, the child will reach in mental, intellectual, and emotional maturity. So these are the changes will take place at puberty. I'll repeat once: increase in height, change in body shape, voice change, increased activity of sweat and sebaceous glands, development of sex organs, reaching mental, intellectual, and emotional maturity. Then, increase in height. The most conspicuous change during puberty is the sudden increase in height. You would have noticed that, okay, when you come in this age, now teenage, you are in 8th standard now, you can see that there is a sudden increase in height. At this time, the long bones, that is the bones of the arms and the legs elongate and make a person tall. Okay, so why suddenly will become tall? Because the bone, this is the time bone, it will grow. Okay, at this time, the long bones, that is the bones of especially the bones of the arms and the legs elongate and make a person tall. Okay, so first change that is increase in height. Suddenly the child will get the boy or girl, they will get height. So that is increase in height. So what is the reason for this? Because your bones, it will grow fast. elongate. Okay, and especially the bones of the arms and the legs elongate and make a person tall. The next one is average rate of growth. You can see here age in years. Okay, suppose 8 years. What is the percentage of full height? The boys 72 percentage of and girls 77 percentage. In the at the age of 10, what is the percentage of height? The boys will get 78 percentage of height of the full height, and the girls will get 84 percentage of full height. Now you think you are in 8th standard, 8 plus 5, 13. You think you are 13 or 14 years old. In this age, the boys already finished 88 percentage of your height. Okay, so remaining there is only 12 percentage. But here you come to the girls side, you see the girls 95 percentage of height, that much growth over, only 5 percentage is remaining. So then slow growth, here you can see 95, then 98, 99, 99.5, 100 percentage. So once you will come to 18 years, the boy will become 100 percentage and boy also will get 100, sorry, girl also will get 100 percentage. Okay, so now you are in this group 13 to 14. You can see what is a height. Suppose you are some children may be 14. If you are 14 means the boys 92 percentage of height, that means growth over, only 8 percentage is remaining. But girls 98 percentage finish, only 2 percentage is remaining. Clear? Then how can you calculate? Calculation for full height, present height. Present height you think one boy or girl, anyone you think 5 feet. 5 feet you can convert into centimeter, 5 feet into 30.48. So you will get around 152. So 152 centimeter divided by percentage of full height at this age. Okay. In this age, what is the percentage of full height? You are in 13 years means 88 percentage. Clear? So 152 centimeter divided by 88 into 100, you can calculate how much height you will get when you come to 18 years. Okay, that is a calculation for full height. You can calculate what is your height. That if you are saying in 5.5 feet, you can convert into centimeter. Centimeter means you can multiply it with the 30.48. You can multiply, you will get 152. Suppose one example I told, suppose 5 feet means 5 into 30.48. So you will get around 152 centimeter divided by percentage of full height at this age, 88 percentage. Suppose you are 13 years, you think 88 into 100. You will get your full height, how much height you will get in when you come to 18 years. Okay. For example, a boy is 9 years old and 120 centimeter tall. At the end of the growth period, he is likely to be 120 divided by, so 9 years. 9 years means 75 percentage. 75 into 100 centimeter equals 160 centimeter tall. So that boy will get 160 centimeter height at the age of 18. Activity 1. By the age of 11, a boy has reached 81 percentage of his age, while a girl has reached 88 percentage of her full height. Draw a graph. You can draw a graph very easily. You can draw in one side, you can plot a graph. You here one side you age in years 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Other side you have written the height 0 percentage, 20 percentage, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. So you can make a graph. Here you can see the girl, the blue color line, that is girl. The red color it indicates boy. Excuse me. So what you can do, suppose 8 years means nearly 65, 65, that is a height. Again you come to, or you come to 13, 13 you see it is 85, became 85 percentage. Okay, same like for boy also you can see, suppose 13 years, you see now 85 percentage. Okay, then 10 years means what is 78 percentage. Like that you can plot a graph, you can make a graph. Change in body shape. What changes will take place for boys and girls? We'll see. The shoulders for boys first. Let us see. First, boys, the shoulders become broader and the chest becomes wider. So in this time, this adolescence time, I told you that in teenage time, teenage period, that is called adolescence. So shoulders become broader and the chest becomes wider. The muscles of the body grow prominently. The muscles, they will get very strong muscles. Muscles of the body grow prominently. For girls, you can see the region below the waist becomes wider. The region below the waist becomes wider. Second, the muscles of the body do not grow prominently. Like boys, they will not get very strong muscles. The muscles of the body do not grow prominently. So this is a change in body shape. The next is voice change. At puberty, the voice box or the larynx begins to grow. During this time, our your this boy or girl, maybe your voice box, where is the voice box? If you are taking the respiratory system, where is a trachea or windpipe, the beginning of the trachea or windpipe, that is called voice box or larynx. This voice box or larynx begins to, it will grow, it will increase size. Okay, so boys develop larger voice boxes. Boys have a deep and hoarse voice. The larynx is visible clearly. Okay, so for boys, the larynx will get a very big size. It will be very clear. But in the case of girls, the larynx is hardly visible from the outside. Girls have a high pitched voice. Okay, so this is the difference uh, during this time for boys and girls. Boys develop larger voice boxes or larynx. Boys have a deep and hoarse voice. The larynx is visible clearly from outside. The larynx for girls, the larynx is hardly visible from the outside. Girls have a high pitched voice. Adam's apple. What is meant by this Adam's apple? The growing voice box can be seen as a protruding part of the throat called Adam's apple. So we told for boys it will increase size. Okay, compared to girls, it will become very larger size. So that is called, and we can see from outside, that is called Adam's apple. The growing voice box can be seen as a protruding part of the throat called Adam's apple. Increased activity of sweat and the sebaceous gland. During this time, I told sweat will increase and also the sebaceous gland, sebum. Sebaceous gland, it produces sebum, both will increase. The secretion of sweat glands and the sebaceous glands, it is also known as oil glands, increases. Okay, sweat glands which produce sweat and sebaceous gland or oil glands which produce sebum. Many young people get acne and pimples on the face at this time because of the increased activity of these glands in the skin. So this is the time you have to keep your body very clean, especially you will sweat more, even the sebum also it will come out more. You will be getting pimples on the face. You can see that in this during this adolescence, teenagers, they will be getting pimples and acne because they will sweat more and also will produce more sebum. Okay, so you have to always, you have to wash your face, you have to make your face clean. Okay, frequently you have to wash your face and also you have to take bath. I told about 2 times or 3 times you have to take bath, make your body clean always. Okay, so many young people get acne and pimples on the face at this time because of the increased activity of these glands in the skin. Then glands, sweat and sebaceous glands. These glands release their secretions through ducts. Okay, duct means there is a pipe like just below the skin. Skin, it protects your body, just below the skin. On the skin, there are gland, sebaceous, and just below the skin, you can see these two glands, sweat gland and sebaceous gland. From there, through the duct, like a pipe like thing that is called duct, it comes out. Okay, these glands, sweat means nothing but what is sweat? Salt plus that excess water which is present in the body, it comes out in the form of sweat. Water plus salt. So this water, it will evaporate and go, but the salt, it will remain on the skin. How can you clean it? You have to take bath. Okay, otherwise it will, that is sweat pores, it will close, you will get boils or pimples, all will come, everything will come. So these glands release their secretions through ducts. The next is endocrine glands. These glands release hormones directly into the bloodstream. So they are also termed ductless glands. So there are another glands, they are called endocrine gland, but here we told they have duct, they have duct, but here just opposite, they don't have ducts. Directly into these hormones, endocrine glands release hormones directly into, they don't have ducts, directly into the bloodstream. So they are also termed what? They are known as ductless gland without duct. So they are known as ductless glands. Then development of sex organs, boys, the testis and penis develop completely. The testis and penis develop completely. The testis also begins to produce sperms. Okay. For girls, the ovaries enlarge and eggs begins to mature. Also, ovaries start releasing mature eggs. So these are the changes will take place for boys and girls uh, for their sex organs. So for boys, testes and penis develop completely. Second, the testis also begin to produce sperms. Same like girls, the ovaries enlarge and eggs begin to mature. Also, ovaries start releasing mature eggs. Then mental maturity. So we told in this age, during this adolescence or teenage, the child will get mental maturity, intellectual maturity, and emotional maturity. So mental maturity means it is a time is one's life when the brain has the greatest capacity of learning. Okay, so you are in this age, especially teenage, okay, from 11 to 18 or 19. It is a time is one's life when the brain has the greatest capacity for learning. So you have to use this time, okay, now instead of playing the games, you have to read books, you have to learn, okay, whatever you are studying, everything the brain will record, right? So instead of wasting time for other unwanted things, you have to utilize the time for good things. You learn, you should get more knowledge, you should learn a lot of things, new things, everything it will grasp very well and it will record in your brain. So it is a time in one's life when the brain has the greatest capacity for learning. There is mental maturity. Second, intellectual maturity, the change in a person's way of thinking. The person feels more independent than before and also becomes self-conscious. Okay, you can see that all these changes, okay, when you come to high school, 8, 9, 10, or after that also, plus one, plus two, and college life, degrees, all this time you can see what are the changes, what are the intellectual maturity means, the change in a person's way of thinking. Till that time, you are a child. How you are now, you will become independent always. Okay, so the change in a person's way of thinking, and also the person feels more independent than before. Okay, so before sometimes what your parents will tell you, you will agree. Sometimes this time you can see that you will take your own decisions or you will start think independent. You will tell about what our parents are telling you. Sometimes you will not listen. You feel difficult to obey whatever your parents are saying. So because of this intellectual maturity, the person feels more independent than before and also becomes self-conscious. Then emotional maturity, a person may feel insecure while trying to adjust to the changes in the body and mind. That is emotional maturity. So this is the time always you need more support from your parents and elders. Okay. So a person may feel insecure while trying to, because in your body, I told many changes are happening, many hormone changes will take place. There is a reason I told you this is the time mental maturity, intellectual maturity, and emotional maturity. Many new hormones will produce, it will make a lot of changes. Okay, so this is a time you need more support from your parents or elders and all. A person may feel insecure while trying to adjust to the changes in the body and mind. Then secondary sexual characters. In the boys, they begin to grow facial hair, that is mustaches and beard. The hair also begin to grow on the chest, under the arms, and the region above the thighs or the pubic regions. So, what are the secondary sexual characters? We can observe. For boys, they begin to grow facial hair. Okay, we observe all these things during this time, 8, 9, 10, all this time, they begin to grow facial hair, that is mustaches and beard. The hair also begin to grow on the chest region and underarms and the region above the thighs and or the pubic regions. The girls, the breasts begin to develop, the hairs begin to grow on the chest, under the arms, and the regions above the thighs or the pubic regions. Even same like boys, even the girls also getting change. The secondary sexual characters start to develop. The breast begin to develop. The hairs begins to grow on the chest, under the arms, and the regions above the thighs or the pubic regions. Then hormones. The changes which occur at adolescence are controlled by chemical substance called hormones. So what is meant by the hormone? I told you during this time will produce different types of hormones. What is meant by hormones? Hormones actually they are chemical substance. What is function of this hormone? The changes which occur at adolescence are controlled by chemical substance. So a lot of changes it will take place. It is controlled by these chemical substances. They are called hormones. Hormones are secretions from endocrine glands. Okay, so there are pituitary gland, thyroid gland, so many adrenal glands. There are many glands. All these glands together, what it is called? It is called endocrine glands. Okay, 7 to 8 endocrine glands. These glands they will produce hormones. Clear? Hormones are secretions from endocrine glands. Boys, the testes begin to release male hormone or testosterone. This causes hair growth. Excuse me. In the case of boys, the testes begin to release male hormone. Which is the male hormone? Testosterone. This causes hair growth. In girls, the ovaries begins to produce the female hormone or estrogen, which make the breast development. Milk secreting glands or mammary glands develop inside the breast. So in the case of girls, there is a female hormone. What is the name? Estrogen. What is the function of the estrogen? Which make the breast develop, and milk secreting glands or mammary glands develop inside the breast. The production of these hormones is under the control of another hormone in endocrine gland called pituitary gland. Okay, these two, which two? The male hormone testosterone and also I told female hormone estrogen. The production of these two hormone, it is controlled by another gland. Which gland? Pituitary gland. Okay, so the pituitary gland, they produce some hormones. These hormones, it will control the production of this testosterone and estrogen. The production of these hormones is under the control of another hormone in endocrine gland called pituitary gland. Role of hormones in initiating reproductive function. There are many endocrine glands or ductless glands in the body. The testes and ovaries secrete sex hormones. The sex hormones are under the control of hormones from the pituitary gland. Just now I told. The pituitary gland secretes many hormones, one of which makes ova mature in the ovaries and sperms form in the testes. Okay, children. So this endocrine gland, I told you there are many endocrine glands. So starting from the brain, there is a pituitary gland, then thyroid gland, then adrenal gland, parathyroid gland. So there are many glands. They are all together. They are called endocrine glands. So there are many endocrine glands or ductless. They don't have duct. That is the reason they are also known as ductless gland. This hormone directly it will produce into the bloodstream. Okay, that is the reason they are known as ductless glands. So there are many endocrine glands are present in the body. Testes and ovaries, testis that is in male and ovaries in female, secrete sex hormones. Just now we told testosterone, estrogen, all these. The sex hormones are under the control of hormones from the pituitary gland. So these hormones controlled by the other hormones which is produced from the pituitary gland. Clear? The pituitary gland secretes many hormones, one of which makes ova or egg. Ova means egg, eggs. Okay, ovum and ova, it's a plural. Ova or eggs mature in the ovaries and sperms form in the testes. The onset of puberty is controlled by hormones. Hormones from pituitary stimulate testes and ovaries to release testosterone in male and estrogen in female. Released in the bloodstream and reach parts of the body, that is the target site. It stimulates changes in the body at onset of puberty. So that is a function of these pituitary hormones. So I'll repeat. Hormones from pituitary, I told pituitary gland it produces the hormones. These hormones from pituitary, it stimulates, it will come to the testes and ovaries. From the testes, it releases testosterone in male, and from the ovary, it releases estrogen, that is in female. And this released in the bloodstream and reach parts of the body. It will reach in different parts of the body, that is the target site, and stimulate changes in the body at onset of puberty. Okay, that is a function of these pituitary hormones. Yes, reproductive phase of life in humans. In female, the reproductive phase of life begins at the puberty and generally lasts till the age of approximately 45 to 50 years. The ovum matures and is released by one of the ovaries once in about 28 to 30 days. During this period, the wall of uterus becomes thick so as to receive the egg in case it is fertilized and begins to develop. So So what is the reproductive phase? We'll see. So first we're going to learn about the female. In the case of female, what is happening in female? The reproductive phase of life. We told it begins at the puberty. Puberty, I told the person will become 18, 19. Begins at puberty and generally lasts till the age of approximately 45 to 50 years. Okay, till 50 years. After that, it will end. It will stop. The ovum matures and is released by one of the ovaries. So from one ovary, sorry, the ovum matures and it is released by one of the ovaries once in about 28 to 30 days. It means once in a month. Once in a month, one ovum or one egg, it will release from one ovary. During this period, the wall of uterus becomes thick. The uterus wall, it becomes thick so as to receive the egg. In case it is fertilized, okay, and begins to develop. So what is meant by menstruation? When fertilization does not occur, the released egg and the thickened lining of the uterus along with its blood vessels are shed off. This causes bleeding in women. This is called menstruation. Menstruation occurs once in about 28 to 30 days. Okay. For girls or female, what is happening? So I told, so that this is the time the uterus wall, it will become thick. Okay, suppose if there is fertilization will not take place, you think when fertilize egg and ovum, egg and sperm, it will fuse together, that is called fertilization. When fertilization does not occur, what will happen? The released egg and the thickened lining of the uterus along with its blood vessels are shed off. So once in a month it will happen. This causes bleeding in women, which is called menstruation. That is called menstruation. Menstruation occurs once in about 28 to 30 days or once in a month it will take place. Okay. Then what is menarche and what is menopause? The first menstrual flow begins at puberty is termed as menarche. So menarche means the first time the menstrual cycle will start. The first menstrual flow begins at puberty. It is termed as menarche. At 45 to 50 years of age, the menstrual cycle stop. That is called menopause. Okay, so I told the reproductive period it is maximum till 50 years. After that, it will stop. So at 45 to 50 years of age, the menstrual cycle stop. What it is called? It is called menopause. Okay. Stoppage of menstruation is termed menopause. Initially, menstrual cycle may be irregular. It takes some time to become regular. So in the beginning stages, sometimes it will be irregular. It takes some time to become regular. Thank you, students.